Hello friends, welcome back to Story Time. Today the story is about Calvin Coconut by Graham Salisbury. Calvin Coconut, Hero of Hawaii. Chapter 13, Ball of Water. The closer the river got to the ocean, the faster it ran. The wind howled in my ears, but the muddy water was eerily silent. I could see Streak running along the shore. Just as the skiff reached the bridge, I dove onto the floorboards, flattening myself to make it under. The oars fell into the water. The current spun the skiff around the stern, thinking one of the bridge pylons. I bobbed up on the other side. Willie bobbed ahead of me. "Willie," I called. He looked back, still clinging to the branch. "Hang on, I'm coming." I grabbed the cables and dragged the oars into the boat. The skiff spun. I got the oars into the oarlocks and tried to turn the skiff around and head straight out so I wouldn't cross the sandbar sideways and flip over. 3 boys on shore spotted us and ran through the trees at the top of the sandy rise. Streak ran with them. I tried to row, but the skiff kept spinning in the current. Right where the river emptied into the ocean, the water sank into itself, then rolled back and over in a wild mud water wall. Willie hit it head on. It sucked him under. Pieces of the branch he was hanging onto shot up above the surface, then vanished. The boys on shore jumped up and down, yelling, pointing. I dug my right oar in to turn the boat. If I hit that wall sideways, it would tip me over and I would get sucked under like Willie. The skiff turned just as I hit it. Boom! I let go of the oars and grabbed the sides of the boat, hanging on as the skiff shot into the air. It came smashing down on the other side, swirling in the foamy confusion. But I was still in it. I dragged the oars into the skiff. "Willie, where are you?" "Now where?" I caught a glimpse of Clarence and Stella racing down onto the beach. I started rowing, looking for Willie. I gave it all the muscle I had, but the raging current sucked the skiff out toward the flat island. A pancake-shaped piece of land, the only solid ground between the beach and a few thousand miles of open ocean. On shore, I saw Streak race into the waves. "No," I shouted. "Streak, stay." "Calvin!" I whipped around. "Willie!" He raised a hand. "Help!" He was behind me, just beyond the swirling wall of the muddy river. I squinted, my eyes stung by the wind that spat needles of white water of the sea. Willie would lost the branch. He sank, came back up, and went under again. Chapter 14, Overboard. I'm coming. I struggled to keep the oars in the oarlocks, then put my back into it, trying to dig deep and pull with all my strength. When you row, you sit backwards. You can't see what's in front of you. I had to keep looking over my shoulder. Fine, Willie. The wild whitecaps slammed me around, waves banging the hull. Somehow I got the skiff headed back toward Willie, and now Streak, who was swimming into a mess she might not survive. On the beach, Clarence ripped off his shirt. It was crazy, but he was coming in. I hoped he was a strong swimmer. We were a long way out. "Call," Willie called. One second I could see him, the next he was lost in the chop. But he was struggling to swim to me. The muscles in my arms burned. I was barely managing to keep the skiff from blowing out to sea. Inch by inch, we closed the gap. When I got close enough, I stopped rowing. Willie was losing it. His arms barely made it out of the water. Just a little more. Willie, I knelt and reached over the side, but the wind pushed the skiff away. I sat back and rowed again, looking over my shoulder. Stay up, Willie, stay up. I threw down the oars and hung over the side, reaching out. Willie looked at me and sank. No! I jumped overboard and dove down. I grabbed him and dragged him to the surface. He gasped and clawed at me, pulling me down. No, Willie, don't. But he was desperate. I went under and he let go. I came back up and grabbed him from the behind. I got you, Willie, I got you. The wind had taken the skiff away from us, too far to reach. My arm banged something hard. An oar. I grabbed it and hung on with one hand, my other hand gripping Willie's t-shirt. Okay, listen, I'm going to let you hang on to my back, I shouted. Willie nodded and grabbed my shoulders. With both hands, I pulled us toward the skiff by the cable attached to the oar. I gripped the stern and hung in the water a second, breathing hard. Willie let go and tried to pull himself aboard, but the skiff tipped toward him, taking on water. Willie, no, but Willie wouldn't let go. I pulled him away, but the skiff was half sunk. It was still floating, but all we could do now was hang on and wait for help. I couldn't see Streak in the chop. Chapter 15. Hero of Hawaii. Willie and I hung on as the wind and the current took us farther out to sea. We were lost, closing in on Flat Island, but it was so small we would miss it unless we could somehow break free from the current and change course. With a half-sunk boat that we couldn't even get into, that would be almost impossible without help. Flat Island was close enough to swim to, but did Willie have the strength to try? I turned back toward the beach. I saw Mom and Darcy, other people, Willie's parents, and 2 police cars. Willie, I shouted. You doing okay? He nodded. Then I remembered Streak. I kicked to get higher in the water. Streak! She was close, bobbing in the chop, swimming toward us. She looked like a wet rat. Past Streak. I caught a glimpse of Clarence. His stroke looked strong. Over here, I called. Streak finally made it. I got hold of her and wrestled her up. She scrabbled into the half-sunk skiff. Clarence swam hard the last few yards. You two all right? Yeah, I got a breath, but Willie almost drowned. I am so tired, Willie mumbled. Clarence looked into the skiff, then back at the beach. He waved to the people on shore, gave them a thumbs up. Listen, he said, we going put your friend inside with the dog. Then we pull the boat to that small island. Can you do that? You still strong? Think so. We go. Together, Clarence and I pushed Willie up into the scarf. Clarence got the oar that was in the boat, grabbed the other one. We pulled. With all the water in the skiff, we might as well have been trying to pull a container barge, but it was the only way. We turned on our backs, gripped the oar cables, and kicked toward Flat Island. Inch by inch, straining, pulling, muscles burning, We pulled into a small cow and dragged the boat up onto a coral beach. Streak ran up onto the island. It was flat, like its name, about 5 feet above the water. We helped Willie out of the skiff. His teeth were chattering. Clarence nodded toward a sheltered spot out of the wind. Put him over there. Willie sat with his knees up, his arms and head resting on them. Stay with him, Clarence said. Try to warm him up. I get the water out of that boat. He dragged the skiff higher up and tipped the water out. I rubbed Willie's arms. His lips were blue. I wondered if the golden Buddha would say, "Don't worry, be happy now," probably. Streak came back and leaned up against me, trembling. "You crazy dog. You swam out to save me, didn't you?" She licked my face. Clarence came back to help me rub Willie warm. Was brave. "What you did," Clarence said to me. I stared at Willie's pale face, his blue lips. It was not brave, it was terrifying. Willie could have drowned. "Very, very dangerous, this kind of water," Clarence said, working on Willie's legs. The current, undertow, sharp stuff floating in the water. Hard to swim, get tired fast, easy to drown. He lifted his chin toward Willie. "But you did anyway." "So did you." Clarence put his hand on my head and gave me a little shove. "Good team us." Thanks for watching. Continue the remaining chapters in my next video. Thanks once again. Bye.